David Oromanor here with Reason Lesson 3. So I want to talk a little bit more about these knobs. In the previous lesson we got to see what some of these knobs are about. So let's look at the velocity and the gate knobs a little bit deeper. So the velocity knobs relate to the dynamic settings here, hard, medium, soft. If we set the velocity knob to 0, what that does is that's going to set all of the program steps as hard dynamic, regardless of what they are set previously. So for example, let's select channel 2 and let's solo that channel as well, and let's add a hard hit on channel 1 or change that. So now we have all 3 dynamic levels, and let's lower that velocity to 0. And now, even though we have 3 different dynamic levels, once we hit run and hear that, they're all going to be the same level. So there you go. If we increase the velocity, if we turn it to the right, what that does is the hard dynamic levels stay the same. The mediums get softer and the soft ones get really soft. So let's hear how that sounds. And if we decrease the velocity, if we turn it all the way to the left, the inverse is going to happen with the medium and the softs. The mediums get loud and the softs get really, really loud. And of course the hard levels remain the same. So let's hear how that sounds. There you go. So let's unselect the solo button on channel 2. And now let's look at the decay knob. So if the decay mode down here is set at 0 or in the down position, what's going to happen is the decay the sample will decay gradually, but of course you can increase that gradual decay length using the length knob next to it here. And with the switch in its up position, the sound is going to play for the time set by the length knob, and then it's just going to cut off dead. So since it's easier to hear this with a sample that has a lot of natural decay, let's add a percussion sample on channel 4. So hit Browse Sample. Let's browse to your exclusive drum sorted folder, percussion other folder, and let's hit the roots, select the Rootsman, which has a lot of natural decay. Let's hit the solo button on that channel, and let's add some medium hits on channels 1, 5, 9, let's say 13. So now what we want to do is let's decrease that decay length to somewhere around 54, and let's hear how that sounds with the decay mode in the down position. So you hear the natural decay. Let's now change it in the up position, and let's hear it sample that. So you hear how that cuts off as abruptly as it starts. That type of compression was used a lot for drum sounds back in the 1980s. I wish we had time to talk about the rest of the knobs, but let's move on to creating our bass part within Reason.